I invite you to roll the shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to place the palms upward on our knees. We're going to take an inhale through our nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Continue with your breath. We're going to take a few moments to kind of just check in with our body and check in with our breath. Your eyes can be open, gaze soft, or eyes closed today. I now invite you, we're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to float those arms high overhead. Palms are going to be touching and we're going to take the hands to the chest, our Ananjali Mudra, exhaling, letting all that breath go. Inhale, float those arms high overhead and then we're going to open those arms wide and taking the hands to the mat. Inhale, float those arms high overhead, palms touching, Ananjali Mudra. Exhale, float those arms high and open the arms wide, taking them to the mat. One more time. Inhale, float those arms, palms touching, really find length here. Ananjali Mudra. Exhale, float those arms high, open those arms wide, taking the hands resting to the mat. I now invite you, we're going to take a breath in, start floating those hands high overhead, palms will touch briefly, and then I invite you to take the right hand to the side of the mat, extending left arm over on that exhale. Inhale, float that body to center. Touch those palms briefly and then take that left hand to the mat, extending that right arm over. Inhale, take those hands, center, palms are going to touch. And then we're going to open those arms wide, taking the hands just beside us, resting to the mat. I now invite you, take those arms, float them up, really find length here. And then we're going to start swooping that right arm behind us as we take left hand to the right knee. You're going to take your Yogi gaze, that drishti, out over that right shoulder. And I invite you to take a few breaths right where you are. In through the nose and out the nose. I now invite you, we're going to start turning that body back to our easy pose. We're now going to start floating those arms high overhead with the inhale. And then start swooping that left arm behind you as you go into that twist towards that left side. Take that Yogi gaze out over that left shoulder. Exhale. And I invite you to take a few breaths here. Check in with the way the body's feeling today. We're going to slowly just turn the body back to that easy pose. And if you had a prop underneath those sit bones, feel free to just remove them. We're going to find our tabletop position. So I invite you to take those knees to the mat, and if you have any knee ailments, feel free to place a towel underneath those knees, or you can just continue seated in Sukhasana. Your choice here. Being mindful, hands are going to be directly under the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Take a deep inhale. We're going to start dropping the belly, arch that chest. Take that drishti upward. Exhale, chin to the chest, navel to that low spine, gazing to the mat. Really engage that core here. Inhale, make that transition, drop that belly, open through that chest, drishti upward. Exhale, chin to the chest, navel to that spine, drishti to the mat. A few times here. Get into your own flow, body movement, and breath. Just loosening up that spine throughout. One more time, and we're going to release, finding that tabletop position. So we're now going to cross that right foot over the left ankle. Make those few adjustments. The knees are going to come in just a little bit here. We're now going to start taking the feet over to the right side, and we're going to take our gaze over that right shoulder. We're going to do kind of a little tail wag here. We're now going to start taking the feet to the left and take that drishti to the left. Get into your own little flow body movement here. Do what feels good to you. If you don't want to move the feet, just wag the hips. Honor the body. Do what feels good and comfortable for your body. And we're going to take it back to that tabletop. We're going to start tucking the toes. Deep breath in and start floating those hips up as high as you can. We're going to settle to our downward facing dog and exhale. Maybe pedal those legs. Do what feels good to you here. We're going to take a few breaths. In through the nose and out the nose. I now invite you, we're going to start walking those feet closer to the hands. We're going to take an exhale. Our knees are going to slightly be bent in our forward fold. Inhale, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Take that drishti forward. Exhale, find that fold. Take those hands to the mat in front of the feet. And we're going to extend that right leg back first. We're now going to take that left leg back. Find your strong plank today. Have a little fun here. Yogi push-up, chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, start tucking the toes. Take the hips as high as you can. Settle to that downward facing dog. On that next deep breath in, start taking those feet up into those hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, float those arms high as you can reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Take that drishti forward. And exhale, fold. Hands in front of those feet. Extend that left leg back now. Find that low lunge. Take that right foot back. Find your plank. Really engage the core here. Have some fun. Yogi push-up or chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale. Tuck those toes. Settle to that downward facing dog. Inhale. We're going to start walking those feet closer to those hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Take that drishti forward. And exhale, fold. We're now going to take that right foot back. Take that left foot back now. Find that strong plank. We're going to find that chaturanga dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. I invite you to take a few breaths right where you are. We're now going to walk those feet closer into the hands, and we're going to slowly roll that body up. Finding our strong mountain pose today. Find that Tadasana. We're going to take a few breaths, checking in with the body. Just in through the nose and out the nose. On your next inhale, we're going to float those arms high overhead, palms touching. Exhale, find that side stretch. Take it to the right. Inhaling, we're going to take that body to center. Really find length throughout those arms. And exhale, take it to the left in that side stretch. Inhale, taking the body to center. And then we're going to raindrop those fingertips just to the side of the body. A few times here. Inhale, float those arms high overhead. Finding that length. And then we're going to take the body to the right in that side stretch. Exhale. Inhale, float that body to center. And then take it to the left. Exhale. Inhale, take that body to center, and we're going to raindrop those fingertips to the side of the body. Inhale, float those arms high overhead, palms touching, and then take it to the right, side stretch, and exhale. Inhale, take that body to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, find that center, and then raindrop those fingertips to the side of the body. I now invite you to take a deep breath in. We're going to float those hands high overhead. On our exhale, we're going to sink the hips down, settle into that chair pose. We're going to take 3 to 5 breaths right where we are. Just in through our nose and out the nose. Inhale, take that body up, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, make that transition. We're going to find that forward fold. Inhaling, find that half lift, take that gaze forward, and exhale, fold. Extending right foot and leg back. We're now going to ground that right knee to the mat and roll the upper body up. Find some length here. Take those arms high overhead. Exhale, we're going to sink a little deeper into that left hip. Take a few breaths. You can take those arms down and around to that left knee if you would like. Do what feels good to your body here. Just breathe in through the nose and out the nose. I now invite you, we're going to make that transition, rolling that left knee into the body, taking the hands to the mat. We're going to tuck the toes on that right foot with that right knee. Extend that left leg back. Find that strong plank. Make that transition. Find that Yogi push-up or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. On the exhale, we're going to try our child's pose, sinking those hips back. And we're going to take a few breaths just right where we are. Be mindful here, settle in. Use any props you may need for your comfort. Tune in to the body, tune in to the breath. I now invite you, we're going to roll that body up to that tabletop position. Take a breath in, we're going to tuck the toes, start taking the hips as high as they'll go. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. Inhale, start walking those feet closer into those hands. And we're going to roll that body up, find that strong mountain pose Tadasana today. Deep inhale, float those hands high overhead, palms touching. Exhale, take the body to the right in that side stretch. Inhale, float that body to center. Exhale, take it to the left, side stretch. Inhale, center, and we're going to release, raindropping those fingertips to the side of the body. Inhale, float those arms high overhead, palms touching. Exhale, take that body to the right in that side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, center, and release those hands, raindropping fingertips to the side of the body. Inhale, float those arms high overhead. One more time, exhale, take it to the right, side stretch, opening the left side of that body. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhaling to center and raindropping fingertips to the side of the body. I now invite you, take a breath in, float those hands high overhead, really find length here. On the exhale, we're going to sink those hips down, settling to that chair pose. Inhale, float that body up. On the exhale, we're going to find that forward fold. Inhale, find that half lift, take that drishti forward, and exhale, fold. We're now going to extend that left leg back and grounding the left knee to the mat. We're going to roll the upper body up, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that right hip. You can take a few breaths. You can even take those arms around to the right knee. Do what feels good to your body here. I now invite you, we're going to roll that right knee a little just closer into our body and take the hands to the mat. Tucking the toes on that left foot, lift that left knee. Extending right leg back. Find your strong plank today. Find that Yogi push-up or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, Exhale, tuck those toes. Find that downward facing dog. Inhale, start walking those feet up into those hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, take it to the right, standing side stretch. Inhale, float those hands to center. And exhale, take it to the left in that side stretch. Inhale, center. Release those hands, raindropping fingertips to the side of the body. Inhale, take those arms high overhead. Exhale, take it to the right, side stretch. Inhale, find that center. And exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, center, raindropping those fingertips to the side of the body on that exhale. Inhale, float those arms high overhead, palms touching. Exhale, take it to the right, standing side stretch. Inhale, taking it to center. And exhale, taking it to the left in that side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, raindrop those fingertips to the side of the body. Deep breath in, float those arms high overhead. Exhale, sink those hips down, find that chair pose. Inhale, float those arms high. Exhale, we're going to find that forward fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, fold. I now invite you, we're going to take that right leg back. Take that left leg back. Find your strong plank. Find that yogi push-up, chaturanga dandasana. And we're going to take the tummy to the mat. We're going to settle to our Cobra pose. So we're going to take the forearms to the mat. Make those few adjustments. We're going to take a few breaths right where we are, just in through our nose and out the nose. I now invite you, we're going to take those hands closer to the side of the chest. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to lift the body, tucking the toes, lift through the arms, lift that belly from the mat. Find that strong plank. And now I invite you, take that left knee to the mat, keeping the back right leg towards the back of the mat. We're going to take a few breaths right here, just in through our nose and out the nose. I now invite you, we're going to extend the right leg out to the side of the body, just opening that hamstring a little bit deeper. And feel free if you want to sink the hips back. That'll even take you deeper into that stretch. Be mindful of what your body's feeling and only go where your body allows you to go here. We're going to take 5 breaths right where we are, just in through our nose and out the nose. We're going to make that transition, lifting the forearms from the mat, and then take that right leg to the back, and then you want to just bring that right knee, find that tabletop position. I now invite you, we're going to extend that left leg out to the left side of the body. Take a few breaths, settle in. You can keep the hands to the mat, the upper body away from the mat, or you can take those forearms to the mat, go a little deeper here. Take a few breaths. When you feel ready, make that adjustment. We're going to take the body to that tabletop position. We're going to take a breath in, and on that exhale, sink the hips back, settling to our child's pose. I invite you to take 3 breaths, just in through your nose and out the nose, right where you are. On your next inhale, I invite you, we're going to roll that body up. Find that tabletop position. Exhale, let all that breath go here. On your next inhale, I invite you, we're going to take a breath in and float the right hand to the sky, followed with your gaze. Exhale, stack those shoulders, take a few breaths here, open through that chest and breathe. Just in through the nose and out the nose. Deep breath in, and then we're going to start floating that right hand towards the left side as we thread the needle. We're going to take the right temple to the mat. And we're going to take a few breaths right where we are, just in through the nose and out the nose. On your next inhale, we're going to make that transition, taking the body back to that tabletop. Exhale, let all that breath go. I now invite you, deep breath in, and then we're going to go towards the left side, opening that chest. Take that left hand to the sky, follow it with that drishti. Stack those shoulders and breathe. In through the nose and out the nose. On your next inhale, start making that adjustment, transitioning that left arm, taking it through the right, threading the needle here. Left temple to the mat. You have an option here. With that right arm, you can keep it extended out in front of you, or you can take a little bind here. Do what feels good to your body. And now I invite you, we're going to make that transition. Taking that left hand to the mat. Find that tabletop position. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to start tucking the toes, and we're going to lift the knees away from the mat. Start finding that downward facing dog on that exhale. We're going to take a few breaths right where we are. Pedal those knees and legs if you'd like. Do what feels good to your body here. And now I invite you, we're going to start walking those feet closer into those hands, and we're going to slowly roll that body, finding that Tadasana mountain pose today. Deep breath in. We're going to take the arms high overhead, and on the exhale, open those arms wide and then float them to the back towards that low spine. We're going to clasp those fingertips together, and we're going to lift through that chest. Take that drishti upward and take a few good breaths just right where you are. And we're going to gently release those hands. Find that Tadasana pose. I invite you, we're going to start pointing the toes out to the sides of the mat. We're going to take the feet a little further outside those hips. We're going to settle into that yogi squat. So if you need a block underneath to have a seat on, feel free to place one just in the center of your mat, in between the feet. We're going to take our Ananjali Mudra, hands, heart, center, chest. Take a deep breath in, and an exhale. Start sinking those hips closer to the mat. We're going to have a bend in those knees, opening through that pelvic floor. Be mindful here. Take a few breaths right where you are. And we're going to release the hands to the mat. And just gently have a seat. Our knees are going to be bent, feet grounded to the mat. We're going to roll those shoulders down away from those ears. Deep breath in, and then we're going to float the feet up. Find a little balance here on those sit bones. You have an option where you can take the feet a little bit higher, extending the legs, and releasing the arms. Engage that core, or you can continue to just hug those knees into your chest. Take a few breaths here. And I invite you, a gentle roll the body just back on your mat, hugging those knees to the chest. Feel free to rock that body from side to side, your choice. Do what feels good to your body here. I now invite you, we're going to release that right leg, extending it on the mat. Continuing to hug the left knee into the body. We're going to take 5 breaths right here. Just in through our nose and out the nose. I now invite you, take that right knee, hugging it into your body, and release that left leg, extending it out. Good hip stretch here on that exhale. Take a few breaths right where you are. We're now going to just gently release that right knee, taking that right foot to the mat. Now we're going to take that left foot to the mat. We're going to cross left foot over that right knee. When you feel ready, take those hands, thread them through, hugging the right upper thigh closer into the body here. Exhale. Take a few breaths right where you are. And we're going to gently release right foot to the mat. The hands, just place them beside the body on the mat. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to let that left foot fall to that right side. We're going into a low spine twist here. That left foot or toe can touch the mat. We're going to take a few breaths here. Your gaze, just continue to keep that gaze facing upward, and breathe. When you feel ready, I invite you to take that body back to center. And we're going to release that left foot to the mat. Take a breath in. Take that right foot to that left knee. Take those hands, thread them through, hugging the right thigh closer into that body on the exhale. I now invite you to take a few breaths right where you are. When you feel ready, we're going to release those hands, taking that left foot to the mat. Take a breath in, and then we're going to let that right foot fall towards that left spine, left side here. Apologies. Be mindful here. This is a low spine twist. Only go where your body allows you to go. Don't force it. Take a few breaths just in through the nose and out the nose. You can keep your gaze forward, or you can even turn that gaze to the right and breathe. And now I invite you to start rolling that body back to center. We're going to release the right foot to the mat. The inside of those feet, I invite you to have them touching. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, let those legs fall open. Settle to that Baddha Konasana. Take a few breaths here, just in through your nose and out the nose. Invite you, take that body to center, knees or feet ground into the mat. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to start hugging tugging those knees into the chest. Exhale, let all that breath go here. Inhale, we're going to take those feet pointed upward towards the sky. Take those hands to the big toe. Kind of open the legs. We're going to settle to that happy baby pose. Do what feels good to your body here. Be mindful of the breath, body movement, and how the body's feeling. You can rock the body from side to side if you'd like, or embrace the stillness, your choice. Have fun, find that happiness. I invite you, we're going to take those feet closer together and release those toes, letting those feet go to the mat. Exhale, we're going to extend those legs flat on our mat here. Might be a time for a pillow or a blanket as we settle into Savasana. Take your time. Do what feels best for your body. I invite you to close the eyes, relaxing the forehead and jawline. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. This is a time to tune in. Tune in to the body. Tune in to the breath. Tune in to the spirit and mind. As we honor our body, spirit, and mind, I invite you to stay right where you are for as long as you would like. My intention for our practice today is abundance and gratitude. I want to thank you for sharing your time, space, and practice today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for prenatal yoga flow. Sending you abundance, love, gratitude, and light. Namaste. I bow to you.